Welcome, friends, to this spiritual discourse held today on May 14, 2023 in the Greater Toronto area. Happy Mother's Day. Today, I will be talking about a very important topic in spirituality. Love yourself first and most. Love yourself first and most. What do we mean by that? The perfect living master who has come to our life based on our quest to go back to our true home. This perfect living master eventually is no one but your own true self. So when I say love yourself first and most, it means love your Param Sant Satguru, your perfect living master, first and most. The perfect living master who has spiritually initiated us had a list of several names. We call them marked souls. He has come to this physical world to spiritually initiate those who were on his list. The perfect living master is not here to initiate every single soul on earth. It is virtually impossible. He does have a list of marked souls. And these marked souls on his list are deemed to be spiritually initiated by him. Spiritual initiation, as my beloved father-in-law, Pitashri, has taught me, is absolutely the greatest event that can ever happen to a human soul. Spiritual initiation is not only about teaching us how to meditate. This is secondary. Spiritual initiation means, my dear friends, is that the Param Sant Sadguru, the perfect living master, has accepted us. And he has taken full responsibility and absolute command and control to take us back to our true home, to Sachkhand and beyond. It may take one physical lifetime, it may take more than that, but eventually he will deliver his promise to us to take us back to Sachkhand and beyond. Therefore, the perfect living master who has given us spiritual initiation has given us the promise that he is going to be our permanent friend forever, beyond existence. As Pitashi has taught me, A Param Sant Sadguru, or a perfect living master, is a friend first and then a master. He is our only true friend in existence. And once we start experiencing his radiant and sound form within, you will realize that he will never, ever abandon you. Love yourself first and most. It means be faithful and loyal to your perfect living master. Obey his instructions. After all, meditation, the real purpose of meditation is to simply obey the instructions of our perfect living master. He asks us to do meditation, we should do it. As I have mentioned in my previous spiritual discourse in February 2023 at the Greater Toronto area, meditation can only take us to Trikuti. Above Trikuti, you only need love and devotion. Meditation is not useful anymore once we reach the highest region of the causal world, which is Trikuti. Beyond Trikuti, meditation is useless. Love and devotion are the key to progress to the higher spiritual realms beyond Trikuti, to the 10th gate, to Mahasun, to Bhanvarf Gufa, or the revolving cave, and eventually to Sachkhand, our true home. Pitashri, my beloved father-in-law, has taught me that the only true friend in this existence is your perfect living master, and he is fully accountable and responsible to you. And you only need to be faithful and loyal to him. Only to him. These relationships in this physical world are not permanent. We have seen the divorce rate in North America spiking to higher and higher levels. Couples believe that they are soulmates. After a while, they are in a court for dissolution of marriage. What is going on? It is the mind. The mind is so strong, my dear friends, that it will ruin all relationships. It will destroy so-called love between couples. Therefore, if we are focused on our true self, which is nothing but our perfect living master, then we will practice what we call surrender. Surrender is not easy. It is extremely difficult because the human mind does not like it in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Guru Nanak has said, I quote, "When you surrender to your perfect living master, your effort is over." Again, surrender is very difficult because our own human mind resists it and fights it fiercely. Why? The mind does not want us to surrender to any entity but Kal. The mind wants us to surrender to Kal, the god of time and death. The mind certainly does not want us to surrender to the perfect living master. Before surrender, there should be living faith. And before living faith, there should be love and devotion. And before love and devotion, there should be gratitude and appreciation. Therefore, gratitude and appreciation, followed by love and devotion to our perfect living master, followed by our living faith to miracles that are truly happening on our daily life. That will lead to surrender our mind, body, emotions, and spirit to our perfect living master. Once we surrender to our perfect living master, our life will radically change. Pain and sorrow will be replaced by joy and bliss. Why? Once we completely surrender to our perfect living master, he takes control of our life. The mind is no longer there to fight it anymore. Your perfect living master will be doing your decisions on your behalf. He knows what is good and what is not good for you. He will make decisions. He will lead your life fully. But again, this only happens when you have total and complete surrender to your perfect living master. It is not a mental game whereby you tell the master, well, master, today I'm thinking of doing this. I may need your help in this and that. It does not work this way. Surrender is not a gray area. It is either black or white. You either surrender to the master or you surrender to your mind. You cannot be in a gray area whereby, master, I will surrender to you sometimes when I feel like it, and other times I will make my own decision. It does not work this way. Surrender is not in a gray area, my dear friends. And surrender will come to you after a big struggle between you, yourself, and your own mind. Once we progress into higher states of human consciousness, and I'm talking about Bhanwar Gufa, Sachkhand, and beyond, we realize that our perfect living master is no one else but our own self. Therefore, when I mentioned to you earlier, love yourself first and most, I meant love your perfect living master. The love comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. Our self had to create an outside image represented by a perfect living master so that this entity shows us the way back to our true home. It is such the greatest adventure of all existence, when a human soul gets spiritually initiated by a perfect living master and starts the journey back to its true home. The drop of water eventually wants to merge to the boundless ocean of love in Sachkhand. Pitashri has explained to me that there are two kinds of perfect living masters. There are Sadgurus and there are Satgurus. What is the difference? Both masters are considered perfect living masters. A perfect living master means a master that transcends the realms of Kal, a master that goes beyond the physical body, beyond the astral world, and beyond the universal mind, beyond Trikuti. This master is called a perfect living master. However, per Pitashri, there are two kinds of perfect living masters. There are the Sadgurus, and these are the masters that reach Bhanwar Gufa, self-realization, and they do not go beyond Bhanwar Gufa. They are there living 24/7 by 365, pure bliss in Bhanwar Gufa, where self-realization occurs, but they have not advanced to reach Sachkhand, our true home. On the other hand, Satgurus, they have reached Sachkhand, our true home. This is the main difference between a Sadguru and a Satguru. Both of them, again, are considered perfect living masters. Both of them can spiritually initiate human souls. But there is a catch. A Sadguru, when he or she initiates, spiritually initiates, a human soul does not burn the sinchit karma of this human soul. On the other hand, if a Satguru initiates a human soul, automatically at the time of initiating, spiritually initiating this human soul, the sinchit karma, also called the reserve karma, is automatically, totally and completely burned. We are tremendously blessed that in this lifetime, most of us here present in this spiritual discourse have physically met Ishwar Puri Ji. Ishwar Puri Ji, from my own personal experience, is a Param Sant Satguru. He is my perfect living master of the highest order in existence. My mind no longer doubts that. It took time for me to realize that. I got spiritually initiated by Ishwar Puri Ji on April 2nd, 1995 in Bruce, Wisconsin, USA. Since then, my life has completely changed. But the mind, doubt, kept on doubting about the authenticity and the validity of my true friend, Ishwar Puriji. It took time, but I eventually realized from my own personal experiences, from my meditation in its 3 parts, Simran, Bhajan, and Dhyan, from my physical and beyond physical encounters with Ishwar Puriji, that he has always been my friend. And the only enemy I ever had in my life was my own mind, doubting this entity, questioning his authority, criticizing his speech. The unconditional love that Ishwar Puriji has given me was absolutely wonderful. Yet, the mind still questions, the mind still wonders, the mind still criticizes. Friends, I can tell you beyond any doubt that we have absolutely no enemies in this life but our own mind. Our own mind is our greatest enemy. And once you reach a certain level of a human consciousness, throughout the spiritual journey, the mind will stop doubting, will stop questioning, will stop wondering, and there will only be love, devotion, gratitude, appreciation, living faith, and eventually surrender. As Ishwarji has taught me, surrender is supreme in spirituality. If the mind, if we can go beyond the mind and we totally and completely surrender to our perfect living master, our life, starting from the physical world, will radically change. It will. Go within and find out. Check it out. Love and devotion. When we meditate, we have to meditate with love and devotion, my dear friends. Love and devotion does not come from the mind. I cannot close my eyes right now and tell the mind, I want you to meditate with love and devotion. It does not work this way. It's a mental trick. Love and devotion does not come from the mind. Love and devotion come from the soul, from the heart, not from the mind. A lot of us are making this mistake while meditating. We tell our mind, we want to meditate with love and devotion. You do not have to tell your mind. Instead, you need to tell your heart. Tell your heart, I want to meditate with love and devotion to my master, for my master, and by my master. I guarantee your meditation, the quality of your meditation will be significantly improved. After meditating with love and devotion, you will start experiencing gratitude and appreciation in life. Living faith, not blind faith. Living faith will develop in you. There will be miracles happening in your life, one miracle after other. And who's doing these miracles for you? It is your own master doing these miracles for you. Coincidences, clues, things that happening to your life that are beyond logic and reason, beyond thinking and criticizing, beyond analysis and synthesis. This is the master doing these things for you. Coincidences, clues, miracles literally happening to your life. Living faith will therefore develop into you. And then finally, surrender will happen. And once surrender will happen, then the mind will stop fighting the soul. This is when your life becomes truly joyful, blissful. No more doubts, no more fears created by the mind. And eventually the mind becomes your best friend, but only after surrender. After surrender, my friends, not before that. I have told once Ishwarji, Pitashri, I have attended literally hundreds of your satsangs. You pretty much speak about the same thing. Perfect living master, the soul, the mind, things like that. And he laughed. He laughed. And he said, Tarek, you are correct. When we come to satsang, we do not come merely to listen to some new teachings that the lecturer will give us. No. We come to satsang to experience the love flowing. And right now, I can tell you that there is love flowing in this hall amongst us. Pitashri has taught me that the main reason for satsang is to simply allow ourselves experiencing love and devotion by the master, to the master, and from the master. The master is the source, the course, and the goal. So Ishwarji has explained to me that the real reason why it is important for us as satsangis to attend satsang on a daily basis is not merely to hear anything new. After all, there is no teacher who can teach anything new. They can only remind us of the things we always knew. So, Pitashri has taught me that the real reason to attend satsangs is to allow the self to experience this pure love flowing. And right now I can just feel it amongst all of us, dear friends, that there is a beautiful feeling that cannot be put into description, that is beyond word, thought, or action, and to allow the love and devotion flowing amongst us. This is the main reason why we should attend satsang on a regular basis. And then Ishwarji kept on telling me that, yes, Tarek, I do talk about the same things again, and again. But the main reason of a satsang is to experience the gracious presence of Ishwarji when he was physically present. It could be through his looks, It could be through his face, it could be through his words, and it could be through his non-verbal communication. It could be through his darshan, and it could be through his drishti. What is the difference between darshan and drishti? Ishwarji has explained to me that darshan is when a disciple looks at the eyes of the master. This is called darshan. On the other hand, drishti is when a master looks at his or her disciples. That would be a drishti. Which is more important? Ishwarji told me both are almost equally important. Darshan is important, and so is drishti. Both are equally important per Ishwarji. I was extremely blessed that Ishwarji came into my physical life in this lifetime. In 1991, in Fairfield, Iowa, USA, I happened to meet him there by coincidence. I felt something toward this man, started feeling love, pulled by love toward him. And then on April 2nd, 1995, I got the spiritual initiation of Surat Shabd Yoga by Ishwar Puri Ji in Bruce, Wisconsin, USA. Then, in 2001, I became his son-in-law. I married his eldest daughter, Ulka. Our relationship kept on improving and becoming stronger. And during the global coronavirus pandemic, from February to December 2020, I was extremely fortunate that I was spending time, personal time, with Ishwarji face to face. I was bringing him food every day to his house, almost on a daily basis, lunch and dinner. And we had beautiful discussions about everything in life, from spirituality to finances, to health, to politics, to economics, to sociology, to holistic health, virtually everything. And these precious moments are always and forever in my mind, my heart, and my spirit. What I am sharing with you right now, dear friends, are not from the books. Ishwarji has explained to me that knowledge of the books remains in the books. What I am sharing from you, what I'm sharing with you is rather personal experiences that happened between me and between Ishwarji himself. Friends, please remember, you are doing the right thing in the right place at exactly the right time. Friends, remember, surrender is supreme in spirituality. It is not easy. Ishwarji told me that. And from my own personal experience, it is probably the toughest endeavor I have ever encountered in my life. Once we totally and completely surrender to our Param Sant, Satguru, life will radically change. The Master will take total command and control of our lives. He will make the decisions on our behalf. He will do everything for us on our behalf. He knows best. The Master knows best, my dear friend. The mind tries to fight that. The mind does not want to accept the fact that the Master knows best. Friends, Ishwarji has told me once that satsang can be as equally important as meditation itself. I want to congratulate and thank each one of you here in this beautiful hall that you made the effort to come here and attend this spiritual discourse. After all, you did not have to show up. Today is Mother's Day. You had some family commitments. Other individuals could not make it because of some seva at an ashram located about an hour away from Greater Toronto area, and that's absolutely fine. I can tell you this, my dear friend. Each one of you has come today because of a pull inside you. The pull of love inside you is the key. It is the one that dictates, what shall I do today? Shall I go and attend the spiritual discourse, or shall I go instead and do some seva at an ashram an hour away from GTA or Greater Toronto area? Or shall I just go and celebrate Mother's Day with my mother, with my mother-in-law, etc.? It is the pull of love eventually that has allowed each one of you to make the effort and come today and attend this satsang or this spiritual discourse. In conclusion, love yourself first and most. It means love your perfect living Master first and most. You cannot put the cart before the horse. Your priority is to love yourself first and most. If you do that, I guarantee it, Ishwarji guarantees it, that your life will radically change. Problems will always be there. Problems are part of this physical world, but what is going to change is your reaction toward these problems. You are no longer going to be irritated, frustrated, angry. Instead, you will develop evenness, equanimity, and wholeness in life. My dear friends, thank you again so much for coming today and listening to this simple spiritual discourse. There will be a questions and answers session following this satsang. And may the love of Ishwar Puri Ji always be within you. Thank you.